Hi, most organizations are asleep and most relationships in organizations are asleep. And this is part 3 of our engagement series. And today is all about how do we work with our teams? So let me give you some statistics on how we are doing with engagement. And these statistics are from Gallup. Only 21% of people are engaged at work. 34% of employees are stressed. Only 1 in 5 employees report themselves as thriving in their overall well-being. Over half of people are lonely, and about 1 in 4 employees are actively searching for a new job. So in other words, about 80% of our teams are disengaged at work. They are asleep, and I do not want this as our norm. I am a mama bear. I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I'm Catherine Bell, founder of The Awakened Company. And we need another way to work together. So how do we solve this engagement issue? And there's many things we can do, like help our teammates create their own personal vision. And how does a personal vision then align with the collective vision? And there's something specific, though, that you can do today, and that is related to role versus relatedness. So in our organization, everyone has a role to fulfill. However, we must always keep our human connection. And I wrote about this in The Awakened Company. And I'm going to read from page 147 on relationships and relatedness. Being a colleague is a structure. Being a parent is a structure, and being a couple is a structure. By structure, I'm referring to defined roles. These tend to be quite traditional. For instance, parents tend to see themselves as being there to teach their children. In a traditional business hierarchy, there tend to be people we more or less are able to speak to depending on their rank. People can be in such structures, and it can be quite disconnected. Beyond the structure of a relationship lies the possibility of real connection, which involves an awareness of the field of us. This is unique to any two people. If you have 3 or 4, there's going to be quite a unique field consisting of those 3 or 4. When there's connection, the parties feel devotion to themselves, to the other, and to what's happening that involves them in a synergy. So I then go on to describe in the book, Awakened Company, what are the particular factors to create a sense of real relatedness. And there's 3 things that I'd like every leader to know about to help build the sense of relatedness versus role. Role is, what's our job description? How are we going to be measured? And relatedness is our human connection, that we're human beings, and we are also human doings. We are both. So the 3 attributes are we being spacious, heartful, and mindful in our connection? And what does that mean? In terms of spacious, are we giving people control? Do we allow them to be themselves? Do we allow them a sense of freedom in how they get their job done? Is there action? Because in work, we are there to get something done, but there's a time for action and there's a time for stillness. So that is a sense of spaciousness in our relatedness. And also knowing what part's yours to do, what part's mine, and allowing that to unfold. The next is the sense of heartfulness. And this is our sense of our sense of connection, our sense of we are united in this. We know our vision and we're here to accomplish something. However, how you are matters to me, and how I am matters to you. And there's a real sense of heart connection and heart bondedness, that there's a sense of also depth in our relationship. I know who you are. You know who I am. I have 2 kids. I'm really passionate about tennis and windsurfing, and I know you're really passionate about going on those long hikes on the weekend, and that you may be a little bit sore and maybe, just maybe, I could give you a gift certificate for a massage if I've known you've done a marathon or something like that. That's a sense of connection. And the last is the sense of, and last but not least, these are all equally important, is the sense of mindfulness. And that is the sense of like, I trust you to do what you need to do. I give you time and space to investigate things. As well, we share ideas and we bounce ideas back and forth. So I really see our engagement issue as a collective is rather our sense of disconnection, and that it's time to bring humanity back into our organizations. And organizations can be a force for good and are really just human communities walking. So I invite you to play with these ideas. There's so many other ideas in the Awakened Company that I'm going to be further expanding upon in time. So stay tuned. Join our newsletter. You can find it at www.awakenedcompany.com under Contact Us. Come and play with us and play with our community and our collective that we are building out. Thank you so much for your time, energy, and attention.